Today I'll be talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, meaning that it is a digital system of money that uses software encryption techniques to make sure that nothing fishy is going on. Let's go through the process of a transaction using Bitcoin. Suppose we have two people, Alice and Bob, and Alice has 60 Bitcoins inside a Bitcoin wallet. Alice decides that she wants to send 20 of those Bitcoins over to Bob. Then, Alice will pay a transaction fee of, say, 0.000024 Bitcoins for every 8 pieces of data in the transaction. After that, Alice puts a digital signature onto the transaction. A digital signature is basically a normal signature, except it's digital. By the way, Alice and Bob don't refer to each other as Alice and Bob, but as a unique sequence of numbers. Alice broadcasts the transaction data over a small network of people, and Bob, upon receiving the transaction, will first check to make sure it's valid. Is Alice trying to spend more money than she owns? But Bob doesn't know the contents of any other transactions that Alice has done, and thus doesn't know whether Alice is trying to, let's say, double spend money to spend more money than she has. That's where Bitcoin miners come in. They listen to all the transactions that happen and record any unrecorded transactions into a transaction block. Each transaction block contains an extra transaction giving money to themselves so that they get a reward for the job, a proof of work that shows how much work was put into the transaction block, and a reference to the previous transaction block. Since each transaction block has a reference to the previous one, the transaction blocks basically form a transaction blockchain. The Bitcoin miners send the transaction blockchain over the network, and everybody in the network uses the transaction blockchain that has the longest proof of work. Then, they use that transaction blockchain to check for any sort of funny business. Bitcoin is open, meaning that anyone can start using Bitcoin. All you need to do is get some Bitcoins and a wallet to store them. It's also secure. Your identity is represented by a series of numbers and nothing else. Plus, there is no central group of people who is controlling what happens with Bitcoin, so Bitcoin can't be manipulated like other currencies.